What is up, NFL world? Uh, NFL playoff preview, wild card preview, correction. Something you only get to do once in 365 days. Um, Most teams are on vacation, including the Dolphins, who blew a fifth seed, turned into an eighth seed, and got humiliated, dissected by the Bills by 30 points. Speaking of the Bills, let's start off with the AFC American Football Conference for the wild card preview. The number 2 Bills are taking on the number 7 Colts. As I just said, the Bills blew up 56 points. Allen had 224 passing yards with 3 touchdown passes. They eventually didn't want to humiliate those poor Dolphins anymore. They put Matt Barkley in, who had a solid performance, 164 yards and a touchdown pass. This Bills team started out 4-0, then fell to 4-2. People thought that would be the fall of the Bills. They were wrong. They have only lost one since that 4-2, and that was the Hail Murray, which was none of the offense's fault. Stephon Diggs had a nice catch to try to put the game away. But on triple coverage, DeAndre Hopkins came up with that. That's been their only loss since their 4-2 start. And the Bills are not, and I don't think Josh Allen was going to get knocked out in another wild card again. They had a heartbreaker last time in OT against the Texans. Blew a 16-point lead. Let's see if the Bills can bounce back from this. Meanwhile, the Colts, number 7 seed, just barely edged past the playoffs, who also lost the 4th seed and the division by a field goal. Texans clearly couldn't cover A.J. Brown. He got them into easy field goal range with seconds ticking off, and they bounced that kick right. I think it was like a chip shot. They bounced it right inside from the post. So Titans won 41-38. So Colts will be sitting at the 7th seed, facing debatably the toughest team currently in NFL. This would be the upset of the AFC, guaranteed. Colts are playoff worthy, but are they divisional round worthy? Phillip Rivers has not had that much success in playoffs in his career. This would be huge if he could somehow beat Allen's Bills. Allen MVP candidate. So yeah, that's the preview. Who do you guys think, Bills or Colts? Then the number 3 Steelers face the number 6 Browns, and the Browns clinched their first playoff berth since 2002. The Steelers have had an iffy road. They started off 11-0. Steelers fans were thinking undefeated season, but nope. They went on an 0-3 run after that, where they lost to 6 to the Washington Football Team, who have a great pressure defense. Then they lost by 11 to the Bills. Bills are a great team, that makes sense. Then they lose to 10 to the Joe Burrow-less Bengals with Ryan Finley. Okay. The hate probably cooled down after they had a 7-24 comeback on the Colts, which they ended up winning 28-24, which made the Colts' playoff picture a little more difficult. Thankfully, they were able to beat the 1-15 Jaguars to clinch a 7th seed and knock out those poor little Dolphins. Yep, so the Steelers team is not to be underestimated. They came within 2 against this Browns team with Mason Rudolph, and it all came down to a Chase Claypool misfire by Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph went into PI. He did not get that. So who do you guys think, Steelers or Browns? Then the number 4 Titans rematching another playoff against the number 5 Ravens. Last time these two teams met up, the Titans upset them big time. Ravens were the 1 seed at 14-2, and Titans had just squeezed by in the playoffs, and they had a surprising run to the AFC Championship. They are looking to do a little more than that this season. They had they've been iffy since their 5-0 start. They've been 6-5 and a little bit inconsistent, but can the Ravens stop King Henry? Last time, when they played in the regular season, just a bit ago, it won an OT just because they could not stop Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry ran into the house to end the game, including a 3-and-out by Lamar Jackson, who the Ravens actually started with the possession in OT. But this Titans team has been a pain in the butt for the Ravens. Lamar is still searching for his first playoff win. He's 0-2 in his career, including a loss to the Chargers a couple seasons ago, in the Phillip Rivers days. They need a muscle past A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is insane. He ended the game. He clinched the division for them today, if you watch today's game. And, of course, King Henry, best player on that team. And then Dez Bryant. Last season, they did not have Dez Bryant, but Ravens have been looking pretty sharp. People were doubting them, saying they're understanding their playbook, but Ravens have been looking sharp, including a 38-3 against the Bengals team that beat the Steelers. So, yeah, who do you guys think, Titans or Ravens? That's the AFC. Now let's just flip over quickly to the NFC. Now we'll start off with the Washington football team taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I already know that Tampa Bay Buccaneers are huge favorites coming to this game. Football team basically won today's game off offsides by the defense, which Alex Smith caught him. Former Chiefs QB Alex Smith, it's a great comeback story. He actually was pretty successful on the Chiefs. No Super Bowl ring or anything, but he led them to some division titles and divisional round, including a second seed. Yeah. But, yes, the football team has a good defense. They held my Seahawks to only one touchdown in the second half, a 50-yard run by Hyde when they met up, but the Seahawks were able to pull it off 20-15. Yeah, I think there's lots of pressure for this Buccaneers team to make it far in the playoff. They have a stacked offense. Tom Brady, of course, the GOAT QB, Rob Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, Ronald Jones, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. This team is really has enough weapons to succeed. And people are saying it would be a disappointment if they don't make it to the Super Bowl because they have Brady. And that was the final piece they needed, basically. And, of course, Gronkowski wanted to be with Brady. So, this really, I mean, for most people, they'd say that Bucs would win this. But who do you guys think, football team or Bucs? We'll go on to the next one. The number 2 Saints taking on the number 7 Bears. Saints have had some playoff trouble. Minneapolis Miracle last season losing an OT to the 6th seed Vikings, even though they had a 13-3 record as the 3rd seed. This season, they do have Emmanuel Sanders, which they did not have last week. Sorry. Let me say that again. They have Emmanuel Sanders now, which they did not have last season. He was on the 49ers. But he's become a big part of this offense, and Michael Thomas has not really been as big a help as he was last season. Last season, he was best receiver in the game. But this season, I don't know what really happened to him. I guess it maybe Emmanuel Sanders took the spotlight or something. But then Alvin Kamara, who had 6 rushing touchdowns in one single game against the Vikings Christmas Day, where they put over 50 points. He has 16 rushing TDs total, and he's 9th in rushing yards. 16 rushing TDs, which is tied with Dalvin Cook for first place. Saints trying not to choke in the playoffs again, which Drew Brees has had a little bit of trouble. Also, NFC Championship against the Rams, which some could say was a blown call. No, it was a blown call. The Bears started out 5-1. They were in the discussion for the 1 seed. They have a scary defense, but then they went 5-7, a 6-game losing streak. People were just making a joke out of them. Then they went on a surprising 3-1 run to steal the Cardinals' spot last minute. Bears are not expected to win, based on most people's opinions. But the Saints are a scary team. They just beat the Panthers today 33-7 without Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara. So, who do you guys think, Saints or Bears? And last but not least, my Seahawks, number 3 Seahawks, are taking on the number 6 Rams, a rematch of Week 16 where the Seahawks closed out the division with the touchdown pass to Jacob Hollister. Rams have the best defense in the league, debatably, who held on pretty well to the Seahawks offense last time. Seahawks were able to just put up a little more firepower than the Rams offense were able to put up, which is why we won. And Jared Goff, I mean, he's questionable for this game, this wildcard game, I'm pretty sure. He has 20 turnovers this season, he has 7 fumbles and 13 interceptions, except not all of those fumbles were recovered by the defense. So not 20 turnovers, but 7 fumbles and 13 picks. He is not the same QB he was 2 seasons ago in their Super Bowl run. He has a similar roster. I don't know what's up with him. They won today against the Cardinals, which knocked the Cardinals out of a playoff spot. I think this is going to be tough. I mean, I know Rams' offense hasn't been all too fancy, but their defense has been holding on, and their defense is the reason they're even in these playoffs. I think if they get a good solid quarterback, Jared Goff is the only thing that's holding them back from a possible Super Bowl run, another one. But if Goff can play like the quarterback he was 2 seasons ago, they're dangerous, and their defense is already dangerous. And of course, the Seahawks need to get DK going more. He did not have a big game today, besides breaking the Steve Largent record. Lockett, he had a nice day today. He scored 2 touchdowns, which is pretty much the reason we won. Yeah, I think we have to play better offense. Making good drives on this great Rams defense is it's gonna be tough, but we're gonna be tested. We have to play all 4 quarters of football, as I said in my latest video, my other video. So this is the wild card preview. Who do you think is gonna win, Seahawks or Rams? This is my wild card preview. Make sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, wild card is a very exciting time. But these are all the matchups. You make the call. You guys can make the predictions. Make sure to like, subscribe, post notifications on, and